It was the year 1583. A young man of only 19 years old was walking inside the Tower of Pisa in Italy. I watched the sky from the tower where the chandelier hung, which was swinging from right to left. But instead of being afraid, that curious and brilliant young man began to wonder, how is it possible that the chandelier's movement always takes the same amount of time to move from one side to the other? He wondered. Thus, a brilliant idea was born. Movement could measure time, at a time when clocks didn't exist. He began to count the beats of his pulse to the rhythm of that swing. He had discovered the law of the pendulum. Years passed. He continued researching, teaching, and experimenting. One day, in Venice, he heard that a Dutch lens maker had created an instrument that allowed one to see distant objects up close. A revolutionary invention. But it went further. He returned home to Padua, thought, studied, designed, and managed to make his own telescope, which at the time was called a binoculars. And what did the young man do with his invention? He gave it to the Doge of Venice. Together with the senators, they climbed the bell tower of St. Mark's, and, looking through this device, they saw the ships arriving in the lagoon 2 hours before they could see them with the human eye. Everyone was amazed. It was a magical invention. But the most incredible thing was yet to come. One cold night in 1610, he perfected his telescope and pointed it at the sky. What was the first thing he saw? The moon, and it wasn't as smooth and perfect as everyone thought. It was wrinkled, with hills and valleys, like Earth. Then he looked at the Milky Way and discovered it wasn't a luminous cloud, but a collection of thousands and thousands of stars. He saw Jupiter and noticed that it had moons orbiting it. Then Saturn, with its bright rings, and when he looked at the sun, he found something that shocked everyone. It had spots. He came to a dangerous conclusion for his time. The Earth revolves around the sun. It is not the center of the universe. But this truth upset many powerful people. The church at the time taught the opposite, and even though he presented evidence and wrote books, he was accused. At 76, ill and nearly blind, he was taken to Rome and sentenced to house arrest. He was persecuted until the end of his life, but he never stopped observing, writing, and researching, because his passion was knowledge. Boys and girls, do you know who we're talking about? Yes, Galileo Galilei, the man who taught us to look beyond, who discovered the secrets of the sky, and who, even when forced to say the earth didn't move, susurrò una frase che quedò en la historia. Eppur sin